Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs continue to roll on the recruiting trail, this time picking up a commitment from three-star offensive lineman Griffin Scroggs out of Grayson High School, one of the top 2022 linemen in the entire state. What's going on, guys? Matt Taberry, dogpost.com, making you a smarter Georgia fan. Listen, we told you in another video that the Bulldogs had a very, very successful recruiting weekend at the end of July. It was a very short window between a dead period in July, now a dead period in August. There was a little window there for recruits to take visits, and the Bulldogs hosted some of their top commitments and targets. One of them was Griffin Scroggs, the guy who worked out for them on a visit in June and absolutely blew the staff away from what I was told. They offered him on the spot. As soon as he got back to his house, he rushed to call me and give Dog Post a scoop. He said, Georgia is on my list. Not only are they in my top group, but they're my number one school. He told us that in the middle of June, and shortly after he committed to Georgia Tech. So I had to do a little double take there. But after visiting Georgia once again this past weekend and seeing what this program has to offer, he got back home, decommitted from Georgia Tech a day later, and now he is a Georgia Bulldog. So this is a guy that the staff obviously likes. He's just a three-star, but don't let the ranking fool you. His resume is impressive. This is a guy that I heard about in middle school coming up. I was told, hey, man, this is a guy you need to know about. He's just in middle school, but he's going to be it was at Buford at the time. Now it's at Grayson, where he's been for a few years now, has won 2 7A state championships, anchoring that offensive line. But he was a guy that I was told coming through the high school level that he was going to be something. He was already a big kid. He's been a big-time player everywhere he's been. And he continued his career in a big way. And now he's one of the top offensive linemen in the state. 6'4", 315 pounds, big, nasty interior offensive lineman, something that they're looking for in this class. So he's not, Jamari Sawyer, he's not Andrew Thomas or, some of these other guys that Georgia's brought in. They have no problem bringing in three-star offensive linemen. Xavier Truss, Devin Willock, guys who have played a little bit now. I think Willock is going to play, but we've seen Xavier Truss out there. And, of course, going back to the Mark Richt days, you can point out David Andrews, Ben Jones, guys like that. So the offensive line, if you're tough and tenacious and have size, you can be taught, technique and how to do some things. So if you're willing to learn, and Scroggs definitely is. I haven't heard a bad word about the kid. Everyone that I know who knows him well and watches him on an everyday basis just has the highest remarks for him. And apparently the Georgia staff feels the same way. So he might not be the highest ranked guy. And, we get it on Dog Post all the time. Is Georgia settling when they get a 3-star? No, they're not settling. It has not been an ideal recruiting year on the offensive line. I will say that. They've definitely missed some of their top targets, and it's a down year overall. So it's not like there's a lot of big 5-stars and 4-stars, especially in the state of Georgia, that they can kind of pick and choose from. It was a very deep group last year, big drop-off this year, but this is a kid with size and toughness who knows how to win. He's got a lot of experience under his belt, and he worked out for the Georgia staff, personally, right in front of them in mid-June. So they got a full evaluation on the kid. And this is a crazy year for evaluations. It's not like these coaches were able to watch him play in person last fall. Coaches are usually all over the place trying to see kids in person. They haven't been able to do that at all last year. So this, month of June, getting guys on campus was so important. They picked up a commitment from Dylan Belt earlier this week, a 3-star from Houston. He's not a highly ranked guy either, but he came to Georgia, worked out for them, and blew them away. They offered him, and shortly after, he jumped on the commit list. So that's what we saw a little bit from Scroggs in June as well. He earned multiple offers, including one from Georgia, had a great relationship with the Georgia Tech staff, apparently, and decided to jump on board. Didn't take him long at all. He committed to them in towards mid to late June, and only took him about a month to realize, I'd rather be in Athens, actually playing for a possible national championship. So didn't take him long. It only took him a second trip to Athens to feel like he wanted to be a Bulldog, jump on this list. And this is big for a number of reasons. Number one, you need an offensive lineman on board on the commit list, especially when you try to take 4 every year. Sometimes it might not happen that way, but ideally they want to take 4, and they're going into the fall with none on the commit list, and not ideal at all. So they're going to bring in Scroggs, the kid again that they worked out and liked and offered and like enough to bring him on board. So he's an interior guy. He's got size. He's willing to learn. He's getting better and better, and he plays against the best in 7A high school ball in Georgia. He plays against tough defensive lines week in and week out. He's not a private school kid who just absolutely dominates the smaller dude in front of him. He goes against top quality defensive linemen every week and has his entire high school career. So this kid can play. I think he's a nice pickup. He's not going to wow anyone with his ranking right now, and might not with his play until a couple years down the road. This is not a kid who I think is going to come in and push for playing time right away. He doesn't have to. Georgia's deep on the offensive line. He can sit back and wait a couple years for his turn, develop, work on that technique, transform his body a little bit, more time in the weight room. So his best football is still ahead of him. So that's another, something you like to see in kids, and I see that in Griffin Scroggs. Very intelligent kid, high motor kid. There's a lot to like about him. So if you throw his ranking away and just watch him maul defenders in the run game and up holes in the trenches, I think a lot of Georgia fans are like, okay, you know what? 3-star or not, I'm glad this kid's on board. And I think the more people read about him, and of course you can read all about him over on Dog Post for just $1, I think more Georgia fans are going to be perfectly fine with this commitment. So I don't think Georgia settled here. He's had an offer for a little bit. It's not like they've recruited him for a long time, but it just matters right now and how this kid is right now and how they like him right now, and they like him enough to bring him on board. So they have an offensive lineman on board now on the commit list going into the fall, which is much needed. I think they'd like to have more there, but again, it has not been an ideal year for offensive linemen on the recruiting trail. But this is a nice pickup. Never a bad idea to recruit out of Grayson. They pump out talent. They're a winning program. They know what to do. They practice hard. They play hard, and they win. So it's never a bad idea to go get one of those guys. So 3-star Griffin Scroggs, 6'4", 315, interior lineman, committed to Georgia today. I believe that gives them 14 commitments. I'd have to go back. I don't have those numbers in front of me right now. But, of course, it's all over on Dog Post. You can check out everything you need to know, recruiting, team. We've got all the news over there. Make sure to check us out over there for just $1. Thanks for watching this video. Really appreciate it. Stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I will see you over on the website.